Alright guys, so we're finally here yet again. Finally been able to talk about One Piece now. Was finally able to catch up as of right now. I think there's only 12 episodes that came out as of right now. Now I know it was supposed to be going seasonal. I'm not entirely sure if we're just going to get 12 episodes or they're going to be like, hey, we're going to do more. But overall, for my thoughts on this season, they're actually doing it a little bit different. Now, what do I mean by that? They're actually going a little bit faster rather than prolonging the story, if that makes sense, like how One Piece does sometimes, or other shows of anime, because you have where the crew is celebrating with the Elbaf pirates, and then as soon as they just get absolutely drunk, Luffy, Nami, Sanji, Chopper, and Zoro, they just magically disappear. And what happens is there was this random pirate who is part of the new Elbaf pirates, who's led by the one that Usopp met, and he is leading them, and they didn't know that this guy was pretty much like a weirdo. He had all his, ones that he captured in like a block city, and they were able to kind of figure out what was going on. Well, they were able to, overlook that. They were able to fight him off, and then they even got to apologize for the ones that's part of this pirate crew. And at the same time, Luffy feels a massive power, and it was Loki, who is the son of the former king that he killed. And funny enough, the one that is leading this new pirates that is friends with Usopp and everybody, he is even the half son of the king as well. So that makes Loki and him have brothers. Now again, I've heard of Loki, but I did not know how powerful he was, anything about him. All I know is he was supposed to be like a serpent son, where it was predicted that he was going to kill his father, that he's an absolute powerhouse, that he's a demon, that he's this and that, and he's chained up, and all the warriors of Elbaf had to stop him because of how bad it was. And got different ones that's been trying to, I guess, not just free him, but also use him. And he tries to make a deal with Luffy, saying, hey, since he talked bad about Shanks, he's like, well, if you free me, I'll let you know where Shanks is, because Luffy wants to see Shanks, obviously, right? So he makes a deal. They all go to Elbaf more, and they're finally able to have, I would say, Robin finally has her reunion with Saul. Finally, after 22 years. That reunion was so beautiful. It was very emotional. It got me in my feels massively, because Robin went through a lot of crap to be able to survive. And the main thing that really went through my head, the two things, was the whole when she says I want to live, or when Sal gives her the speech about no one is born in this world to be alone. That still gets me, and they use that. And the way they shot everything, everybody was crying because of, her being reunited with her long lost friend, and how much history they have. And then Luffy even tries to give respect and a thank you to Saul as well, but he's not really able to do it. Then they see that all the books that came from Robin's home is there, because Saul went back and saved it as much as he could. And then when they go into this library, all the books can expand. And apparently the other Dr. Vegapunk, that's the female, she wants to be able to start a lab there. And then Bonnie seems like she wants to stay there as well for a certain degree. And most of the new warriors, they don't want to be warriors. They just want to be kids. It wants to be a peaceful country. The former king wanted to have everything to be a peaceful country. And so when Luffy tries to sneak away from the banquet, because he finally realizes about not only what they're talking about with Nika, aka Joy Boy, and also the king, and then also Loki doing what he did, he sneaks away, and between Zoro and Nami, they follow him, and they're like, okay, what's going on? Why are you sneaking off? And then when they finally figure it out, that's when they decide to help him. And the one that took them prisoner from the to the block city, he helps them, and he gives them a lot of information. Apparently King Harold, he was actually a very powerful king, and he even was a descendant of one of the true giants who had horns, and he pulled them off basically to show a new resolve for giant species. And apparently the reason why not Loki's mother, but the other one's mother, they came from two different giant societies, and that's the reason why it wasn't going to work, because of Elbaf, and we find out about that. And then the Knights of God show up, and I forgot about these guys, I really did, and they try to make a deal with Loki, and they pretty much slaughter all his pets that are wild in the underworld that Luffy went up against, and he pretty much tamed them in like 5 seconds, if that. We saw in that one episode. But they kill them, and we see a dude that looks like Shanks. And again, guys, I'm not caught up with the manga, right? I'm watching the anime. I collect the manga, but I still need to read it. I did not know Shanks had a twin brother. If I did, I forgot. So his twin brother is a knight of God, and apparently they're supposed to be either on level with an emperor or more powerful than an emperor, like Kaido, Big Mom, stuff like that, from what I've heard. And how him and Shanks were separated at birth, and how Shanks has, I guess, that royal blood because of him being the son of a celestial dragon, from what I'm understanding, because of who their father is and how crazy he is, and how they're pretty much the underlings of the one behind it all, for the Knights of God. So this is going to be interesting because of how quickly not only they were able to take on giants, but also deliver damage to Loki and also the beast. That was intense. And they pretty much just leave you on that cliffhanger. But overall, this season is picking up fast, and I love the idea of seeing Elbaf after all this time. I know I have a very good friend of mine. He's kind of told me a little bit, but he's like, dude, this is going to blow your mind. From everything that I've heard, this is supposed to be either just as good or as long as Wano. So I'm looking forward to that, because the Wano arc was heavily insane. That's when I was getting close to catching up. And then when I finally did catch up, I was like, oh my gosh, man, I can't believe I'm finally caught up after watching One Piece for so long, right? But now that I'm caught up again, I'm glad I'm able to, because now I'm able to be current into the anime and know exactly what's going on. But seeing everybody come together, the costumes that they're wearing in Elbaf are absolutely amazing. They all look cool. They all look great. I love that. And like I said, it's just a really good reunion to be able to see all the different characters that they've helped throughout the years, and also ones that they're finally able to be reunited with and be with, and also be able to figure out who Loki is more, and also, will he become a Straw Hat at some point, maybe, because there's been people speculating about that I've seen online, because I've had to go online to understand more about Loki, or about the Knights of God, or about King Harold, or more stuff within the Elbaf arc, so that way I kind of know what to expect, or know what's going on, or understand it more. So overall, I've enjoyed it so far. I want to see more. What do you guys think about this? Are you guys ready for this season to continue? What do you guys think? I'll see you as always on the next one.